So why is Tesla tanking? I think it's pretty evident why it's tanking. It's just a car. It's just a car company. And it's not that good of a car company. Oh, I admit the first time I drove one, I was like a giddy little girl. But I was the same way the first time I rode on a Ferris wheel. I got over it. I still tell you, my BMW is a much better car. I mean, the inside. The Tesla is so sterile. It is not a man's car, and it's, unless you live in a very metropolitan area, it's difficult to find chargers. And everywhere that Tesla has competition, it gets its butt kicked. BYD is selling more electric cars in China, and Volkswagen's selling more cars wherever they're competing. No, there's a reason why Tesla isn't selling, and I want to get down to it deep and dirty.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
This is my Trading Views chart on Tesla. And you can see Tesla just kind of chugged along as a normal company. And then starting in March of 2020, it took off. And that was when the $9 trillion was sent out from the government, pumped into the economy, and we got a whole bunch of crazy people in the stock market. And that's putting it the way it is. And they started throwing money at things like AMC and different crazy companies. And one of them was Tesla. $9 trillion came into the market from here to here. And as that money was being spent, it was thrown at Elon. Now, I like Elon. I've read his biography. I think he's done a wonderful job of promoting himself, but at the same time, he was promoting his company. I got out of it in October of 2021, sold it for about $258 a share. And as you pointed out to me, I missed out as it went up to about 410, but I was out. I hope you got out at 410, and I'm a fool and you're a genius. But the fact is, it came down, it came back up, it came down, it made another attempt at coming up, but the money was gone. The $9 trillion was no longer being fed to this, and inflation was coming into play, interest rates were coming into play, and probably most important, Elon started getting some competition. He overbuilt his factories, he overbuilt his production, and now he can't sell what he makes. I know you're convinced, you've been convinced they sell every car. Elon has told you they sell every car that they make. Elon plays with the numbers. If you haven't figured that out, he tried playing with the numbers with Tesla, and he got caught with his shorts down. Okay, so understand what it is and go. If you have never driven a Tesla, drive it. I'll guarantee you it's as crazy as driving an electric go-kart. It gives you a thrill. But then step back and look at the quality of the interior and then the way that they are made. Yeah, they have some video technology, but the competitors are going to pick up and new technology will come. Yeah, I think you're going to see Tesla fulfill the Fibonacci charts. And that says that on a major surge, you will have a retracement. And the stock got up to about 420. It came down to 219. And it's headed down to 108. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go under 100 a share. I know what you're saying, Homer. Homer's the guy who haunts me constantly about Tesla's a technology stock. It's not just a car company, Carrie. Yeah, but the reality is it is a car company. It is getting competition, and it is losing when it gets competition. But I don't want you to think I'm the only guy that feels this way. I want you to introduce you, Homer, to Gordan Johnson, LJ Research. Gordan spends his life analyzing Tesla. If you're looking up on LinkedIn, you'll see that. But you've probably already seen him on CNBC or Bloomberg's or somewhere else. But he spends his life analyzing Tesla and digging into the numbers. And I want you to hear what he had to say this week on Squawk Box.
So right now you're talking about a company that has engaged. Yesterday, they did another price cut in China. 5 price cuts in China this quarter. 1 price cut in the U.S., a price cut in Europe. Despite that fact, today, just this morning, a price cut in Europe. Despite that fact, today, just this morning, we got China sales. They were down 20% week over week. They missed the consensus estimate by 21%. Why is that important? U.S., Europe, China. In the third quarter, China was 72% of the total market. So you're talking about a company engaging in margin slashing price cuts. But here's the problem. They're running 2 plants at 20% utilization and Shanghai at 93% utilization. So you're talking about a company, it's just a car company that has built too much capacity that they can't sell. Yet they're valued at more than the next 4 largest automakers combined. So what's happening is institutional investors are simply, beyond just listening what Elon Musk is saying and sell-side analysts are saying, they're looking at this data. And I think they're becoming very concerned because if you look into next year, they're running down their backlog. Their backlog in China has collapsed to nothing. Their backlog in the U.S. and Europe down a lot. So backlog down, margin slashing price cuts, yet they can't sell out their capacity. That's a big problem. And in Q3 and Q2, they produced more cars than they sold. That is the quintessential definition of not selling everything you're making. Inventory in China right now is around 35,000 units. What's healthy is 10.5 thousand units. In the U.S., they're engaging in price cuts, yet they can't sell out their production. So whoever's saying that, I don't know where they're getting that from. Again, they're producing more than they're selling for 3 quarters in a row, which is a record. And the problem is, on top of all of this, right, you're talking about a company that's not running their factories at full capacity, yet they can't sell what they're producing. And I think that when you see the Q4 delivery numbers, and you see, more importantly, the Q1 delivery numbers, I think the stock's going to come under tremendous pressure.
Okay, that's my take on Tesla. I think it will be a buying opportunity below $100 a share, and I think you'll see that price somewhere after February of this year, if not before. Tesla is a technology company. I'll give you that, Homer, but there are a lot of technology companies in the world, to name a few: Amazon, Google, Apple. They're all going to get into this place too. And so you cannot think that Elon is going to run away with it. The other thing I want you to do is look a little deeper into Elon. Elon, I think, now has 6 companies he's trying to run. He says he spends 12 hours a day on each one of them. I don't know how that works out. But the reality is Elon's in over his head and Tesla's overpriced. Take that to the bank. We'll talk about it again tomorrow.